High above the clouds, aboard Air Force One, cameras clicked as President Donald Trump spoke casually to reporters. But just hours later, those words would send shockwaves through global markets and foreign capitals alike. On January 12, Trump made a bold announcement, one that could reshape America's relationship with Iran, China, and the world. Main story: President Trump declared that any country doing business with Iran would face a 25% additional tariff on exports to the United States. These so-called secondary tariffs aren't new. Similar penalties already target countries trading with Russia. But this time, the message felt sharper and more calculated. At first glance, it sounded like classic Trump-era pressure politics, tough, aggressive, and uncompromising. But beneath the headline-grabbing announcement, analysts began to notice something unexpected. The United States has already imposed these same tariffs on countries like India for importing Russian oil. Yet China, Iran's largest trading partner and biggest buyer of Iranian oil, has been notably spared. No tariffs, no penalties, just silence, and that silence speaks volumes. Deeper analysis: emotional turn. If the goal was to truly choke Iran's economy, China would be the obvious target. Instead, Washington appears to be choosing economic signals over military action. Why? Because even if the US used force, there's no guarantee it could secure stable oil supplies. The global energy market is fragile. One wrong move could send prices soaring, hurting American consumers and allies alike. In that context, these new sanctions don't look like a march toward war. They look like a delay. Public and global reaction. Supporters see Trump's move as strategic pressure, keeping Iran contained without firing a single missile. Critics argue it's inconsistent and politically selective. And across the world, governments are quietly watching, calculating their next move. Markets reacted cautiously. Diplomats spoke carefully. And behind closed doors, the question lingered. Is this strength or restraint? Conclusion: what looks like a hardline policy may actually be a sign of hesitation, a recognition that military power doesn't always guarantee economic control. For now, Trump's tariffs send a warning, not a declaration. And as oil, politics, and global alliances collide, one thing is clear. The real battle isn't happening on the battlefield, it's happening in trade, energy, and strategy. And the world is holding its breath.